I want to address the right and wrong of the world. This idea that do no harm is following rules. Afraid it isn't. It isn't. Yeah. I'm seeing so much stuff in Ontario that they call right and wrong. Yeah, right and wrong. I've lost my dog. I've lost my wife. It's right and wrong. I was under psychiatric care at the Collingwood General Marine Hospital 6 years ago. Misdiagnosed. I had a shotgun fired at me 3 times. Oh no, it's, well, bipolar with the DSM manual represented. The side effect of trauma is the same. So, I was on every drug because they diagnosed me as bipolar 1. I was 366 pounds. I'm less than 200 now. Why? I got off the dope. I was so depressed. I was beyond my words. I tried the lawsuit. Oh no, can't get it. They told me to leave Canada. Well, no, I'm not leaving. I'm going to join political action and go up against psychiatry. It's a racket now. You go for help and try to get some kindness or help. Nah, it's dope. You know, do I get it? I'm trying to forgive and forgive and forgive. I never got an apology. And I was 366 pounds. Went into spasms, trauma. It was a horrible life. Teeth are out. I don't know why. I was drinking 4 liters of pop a day to get past that metallic taste in my mouth. I don't drink pop. I don't do drugs. I don't do nothing. I have maybe 1 or 2 beers a week or a day when I go out. I don't drink. And I don't smoke drugs. I don't do any of that. The only thing wrong with me is I'm traumatized by that hospital. Yeah. I'm working with the federal government wants to look into all the harmful drugs on the market. Well, I explored it, and they couldn't cure bipolar, no, because it doesn't exist. I don't believe. Half the people I talk to, they're these young ladies that are supposed to be diagnosed bipolar. They're just sensitive. Same with the men. They're the insensitive yo-yos of the world, these psychos and psychologists, and they think pills will cure a mental illness. Really? I'm an intelligent man. I'm not stupid. No, I start doing research into it. I found the World Health Association says a completely different thing than the North American culture about drug dealing. That's all it is. Well, it's worse than, like, I go down to get some heroin or some speed. That's bad stuff. But this is just as toxic or more so. Psychotropics. My God, there's no psychosis in the brain. There's just problems. Society is a problem now. The unfeeling of our culture when you awaken and you realize the world around you is so shut down because of liars and crooks and people wanting to grab everything. Am I angry? What's anger? What use is being angry? It's just keeping me a prisoner, isn't it? No, I'm not angry. I forgive, but I'd like an apology. Actually, I'd like about quite a few million right now. And I'll live long enough to get that and collect that money. For all the years, 20 years of keeping me hostage on a pill-pushing racket by a hospital in Collingwood, Ontario, that has never come to amends. No, they haven't come to amens. I don't support calling a John Marine hospital. I used to. My mother worked there for years. It was a good hospital. But when they put that mental health unit in, they got some really wackos in there. Okay. I was 60 years old. Great time. You should be celebrating. I was on a drug they said was an antipsychotic because I was psychotic. You're psychotic when they put the drugs in your brain. Sure you are. I was psychotic because I had trauma. I had a gun pointed at my head and I fired 3 times. It's a wonder I'm not dead. I'm over that, but what they did, I went to the therapist and I thought I could talk to her openly. How are you feeling? I feel like walking out in front of a car. I don't know why. Oh. I said, I'll be all right. No, I'll be right back. I got to think about something. Came back. 2 armed police officers of the Collingwood OVP came to lock me in a little room. Like they were good cops. We talked, and I was kind to them. I realized, gee, I don't mind arresting people like you. You're so good to us. You worry about us. Yeah. No, I got out of that goddamn place. 2 young ladies came in, and I talked about Buddhism, my understanding of psychology on a Buddhist level, and spirituality. And I said, you're a kind man. We understand you. You're not mentally ill. My head was so confused on that Latuda. 250 milligrams a tablet. The average dose is 60. They just kept on upping it and upping it and upping it. So what happened? I told the psychiatrist, I don't want to take these drugs anymore. Well, you'll end up in prison or out in the streets if you don't take drugs. Well, I'm not in prison, yo-yo, and I'm not in the streets. Keep your one eye open. One of these days you're going to be served with papers. Right now I'm filing a complaint against your practice on grounds of malpractice. Not malpractice. I'm just getting your license reviewed. Telling a man they will never recover. I have recovered. Last week, I couldn't walk a block on those drugs 5 years ago. Last week, I went there and back to Creemore, Ontario, and back uphill walking at night. I did 44-mile hike. I can do anything. Now I'm playing piano. I'm playing guitar. I'm writing. I'm getting ahead in life. My life left me. You know why? I'll tell you. There was a woman that she was seeing over there that took it in her own initiative not to know what was going on when she saw the police coming in. She reported it to my wife. Wouldn't leave her alone. My wife knew what was going on. And we couldn't block the phone because it was an unknown number coming in. So my wife told her to leave her alone. And then she reported it to the GP that I just fired. That's the head of the GPs at the hospital. I won't mention his name. I fired him. I don't want any of those assholes. Oh, I'm vengeful. No, I'm going to report them on finally, all this trauma's been building up. When I came back to Ontario, just can't get housing now. They've screwed me. They think they have. They got me quartered on disability pension. I'm working my way out of it. I've become a Reiki master. I've become a musician. I'll get something going. I'll start my own business. And do I revenge? No. Well, yeah, I want justice. I don't want people going to that hospital and just being dumped on pills because they have post-traumatic stress. There's other therapies that are not, pills do not work on trauma. Anybody that tells you that, and they say they got a degree or a PhD. What is the PhD of? I'm an intelligent man. I know when people have qualifications. Some PhDs mean horse butt. Yeah. No, I'm going to get justice. I'm working with Canada, Ontario, the Canadian. Like, I couldn't get justice in Ontario. No. I found out the hospital can do as they please. They are independent of the Ontario healthcare system. So you people that are putting funds into that hospital, put it into good things, but don't put it in that mental health service until they change their errors. I was going to work with them, but I'm so traumatized I wouldn't even go near the place. You know, I go by that place and it's always that. I shouldn't be doing that. I should live in peace in this community. I see him wandering around. I see her smiling at me. Hi, Greg. Do you know what you did? My wife's gone. I'm divorced. I'm going through a divorce. She calls me bipolar. I'm not bipolar. I'm a man that went through hell 40 years ago, horse beaten to death. Beaten right to death. I tried to save him. I thought I was over that. You think you're over things. It stays with you. I felt his last heartbeats that cold. It was a racehorse. His last heartbeats. Let it go. Let it go. Well, nobody knows until they walk a mile in a person's shoes that is trauma. I have let a lot go. It goes as in Reiki. I'm trying to be kind. I want you to understand, don't do this to people. Do not drug them. Learn some compassion and care before you follow rules and regulations and pushing drugs on people. Learn kindness and compassion. You cannot heal a soul without ethical morality of kindness and love towards your patients. If you think you're winning as a healer, you're not a healer. You couldn't heal your way out of a wet paper bag following a rule-based culture. And I'm following the politics of Canadian medicine now. And they tend to be profitable to push drugs than heal people or help them. We've become dependent on a crooked system. It has to change. Like, I went to the dentist, he took my teeth out because they're rotted, but he told me, drugs don't work. Naturopathic, homeopathic, chiropractic, drugs don't work. They're, a lot of them are opiates, very addictive. There's a lot of drugs on the market. Health Canada, I've been talking to them. They're doing a review on it. Yeah, Justin's team's getting down to justice. Slow but sure. So, light's fading. See the colors going now. Sure, it's slow but sure, but do we have to go for this? I suffered immensely. Periods of extreme mania and periods of extreme depression every day, 5 times a day. One up and down like a yo-yo. That's bipolar. And it's created by drugs. Like, you can argue with me till the cows come home. Drugs are toxic. They're a racket. Pharmaceuticals are not needed anymore. We were created with a planet of biochemicals that are natural substances that have adhered to the body for healing. Our bodies have been evolving. So has the plants on this planet. You don't think so? Well, I don't think your knowledge on a materialistic level. You say science. You haven't got a clue of science on this chemical synthetics that you're producing. Science. It's dogma. There's no science in what you're talking about. You talk about genetics. 3 inches of the 6-foot human strand, the DNA strand, has been discovered. That's all there is. We are not there yet. We are not God yet. We have no right to claim ourselves as God. God, move over. That seems to be our egos from the thinking mind of man has been developing this attitude of harming each other. We are monsters now. We're not healers. Not that type of medicine. That's not a healer. I had no choice because Ontario, because of Mike Harris and the Conservatives of the days of old that killed Walkerton and these other things, deregulation, has divided the communities of this, not the communities, the ridings up into independent ridings. You can't go from one hospital. I was going to Midland. I was getting good treatment. They dumped me. They said, you have to go back to that hellhole. And I did, and I got abused. My intuition told me, oh boy, things are going to be bad coming back here. Oh, they're good doctors, they told me. Well, I found out how good because I got on, I'll tell you, half the mental illnesses in this world, Dr. Hoffer and a professor of psychiatry in the 1960s, is still going, talks about most of the illnesses are highly sensitive people. They're very creative. Look at all the people that are claimed bipolar or some sort of mental illness. They're highly creative, intelligent people. The problem is our food is being genetically modified. God move over. Yeah, God move over. Dyer said, Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, God bless him. God move over. That's what we're doing now. God move over. Monsanto's. It won't be Monsanto's. It'll be Bayer. Every time I see somebody that represents Bayer, no, I walk away from them. I don't add them as a LinkedIn friend, no, or any pharmaceutical. I had blocked 3 psychiatrists last week arguing with me about this. They say, well, it didn't work for you, but it'll work for everybody else. Really? What makes me different than everybody else? I'm made of blood, tissue, neurons, chemicals, spirit too. Thank God I'm spiritual. I would have died. I would have died if God didn't help me. But then that's out of the equation. We don't see it there. No, our machines don't detect a spirit or an entity. But quantum physics does, doesn't it? Oh, we ignore that. I heard the biggest dogma of my time. What that is? Quantum physics does not exist because I don't understand mathematics. I don't understand a lot of things, but I don't go around doubting it. Anyways, it's pretty funny. It's pretty tragic, too, what we're doing to people. Our kids are getting drugged by pills and potions. I wouldn't. You know, I was listening to Alan Watts talking about education. Homeschool them, my friends. Homeschool. Keep them out of those systems. They're all controlled by the elite ruling class that has no benefit for this planet except to destroy it with its mining and its fossil fuels and its meat consumption and its pharmaceutical racketeering and its genetically modified foods. I'm not drunk. I got a couple of teeth removed. I'm quite sober, so I don't want to hear any comments. Is he drunk? I don't think that's funny. Well, I think you're funny if you say that. I've been challenged by women on here that have been... I don't hate women. I love women. I honor them. But the ones that get dog-vented and think that live on ego, I can't do anything about them. I like the kind women that are always open to change. There's a lot of kind men out there, too. There's a hell of a lot of kindness in this world. But we don't see it in the hospital anymore. Some, but not a lot. Some we do. But it's always a shutdown turnaround. I can't deal with that. They said, I'm a frontline worker. I'll get traumatized. What's a soldier do out in the battlefield? He gets traumatized. She gets traumatized. They're dealing with the stuff we won't deal with. I sigh. And I ask why. Why do we do these things? Well, right now I'm in the process of getting those medical records changed. I don't need a label put on me. I fit no label. I'm just fit a man that's seen a lot of things. I'm not bipolar. If you think so, tell me. So I'm taking a breath, aren't I? I'm not depressed. Depression comes with drugs. Everybody gets drugged. They get depressed. My father was depressed after World War I. Why? Painkillers. The massive amount of opiates that they put in him. He said he went through the war. He was in the trenches up to his knees. Yeah, I'm up to 20 minutes now. He was in the trenches up to his knees in mud for 2 weeks at a time. They got a little shot of toddy of rum every day to keep them going. They got through it. But when he came back, he went into massive depression. He said, son, there's nothing more torturous than the mind of depression. All the battles I fought never came down to the toxicity of drugs and pharmaceuticals. So you're not my friend if you're a farmer boy or girl. You're not my friend. My friends are people that really don't want to hurt people. And if you think you're not hurting people, look again. I bear thee well. Farewell. I'm just off for doing some more music. That is my cure. Guitar, piano, harmonicas, writing music. Life's good. I'm single. I'm happy. Very happy. I look around me. There's a lot to be grateful for. I'm not mentally ill. If happiness is mental illness, I guess we all are, aren't we? You better not go there. You'll be locked away being happy. That's just an excuse to sell that drugs and the dope that they're pushing. Yeah, I used to be all